Hello and welcome back to the Face Yoga Expert podcast, and it's another solo episode this week. So I'm in the flow of doing solo episodes at the moment. I started this podcast back in January 2020 and I did mostly guests for the first probably 2 years. And then since then I've been doing a bit of a combination, and this year has been more solo episodes than guest episodes. So I'm trying to make them really short, really actionable, a little insight into my life, but also just give you some really good takeaways that you can just add into your life really easily and really simply. So as I sit here at the moment, I actually got on my face the Fusion by Danielle Collins mask. If you don't know about the Pro Collagen mask, it is amazing. It's a nourishing and purifying clay mask which deeply cleanses your skin. It really is designed to draw out impurities, but it's also deeply hydrating. So it leaves your skin feeling soft, supple, and radiant. So it has French rose clay in it. It helps to draw out toxins and restore lost minerals, whilst there's organic rose hip oil and rose geranium, and both of these got the essential oils in, which really help to regenerate the skin cells. And it's really great for hydrating and soothing the face and the neck. I've actually just got it on my face today, but you can put it onto your neck as well. I often do that. So it's really good if you've got normal skin, dry skin, dehydrated, or mature skin. And what I usually recommend is you apply it after completely cleansing your face. Keep it on for about 10 minutes. So I'll keep this on for about as long as the episode is. It might be a little longer than 10 minutes then, that's fine. And then I'll gently remove it with a muslin cloth. And you can use any toner if you want to, and then follow it by your Fusion by Danielle Collins Pro Lift Moisturizing Serum. So the mask has organic ingredients. It's 100% natural, vegan, cruelty-free, and it's made with only ethically sourced and sustainable ingredients. And it's also an award-winning mask. So it's won the Silver Award for Best Natural Face Mask in the Global Green Beauty Awards, a Bronze Award in the Global Makeup Awards, a Bronze Award for Best Natural Face Mask in the Global Green Beauty Awards. It's also won Best New Face Mask in the Pure Beauty Awards, and up against thousands of other brands in all of these awards. So the key ingredients in there is the French rose clay, which restores essential minerals, which may have become depleted, helps to balance the skin and really helps to draw out toxins and impurities. It's got the organic rose hip oil, which has powerful anti-aging benefits. It works at a cellular level to really help rejuvenate our skin. It's got the organic shea butter in there, which I just think is one of nature's wonders. It's rich in essential fatty acids, has powerful skin healing, very anti-inflammatory. It even has sun protection properties. This doesn't mean skipping your SPF, guys, but it absolutely does have that in there as well. It's very easily absorbed by the skin, which will feel noticeably softer and fuller after you use this mask, which I really, really notice. It has the organic rose geranium in it, which has skin regenerative properties, and it's really good if your skin therefore is dry or dehydrated. And it's got organic jojoba oil as well, which is very rich in essential fatty acid, really helps to soften the skin, condition the skin, retain moisture levels within the skin. And jojoba actually mimics the skin natural oil, which is sebum. So it is so lovely, such a nice treat. I would highly recommend it. I have it on my face while I'm doing the podcast. You can just put it on your face. It just comes in a lovely little jar. Apply it whenever you want for 10 minutes. Go and carry on your day, or sit back and relax ideally, and it'll really nourish your skin. So you can get that on my website. It's free shipping worldwide, faceyogaexpert.com, and just go to the shop. I'll put the link with it on the show notes for you as well. So let's get into this week's episode. Quite a short one this week, I think, and a little bit similar to last week where I talked about my sleep routine, my nighttime evening routine, because this week I'm talking about 8 wellness hacks that I do every week, which are completely free. I often think that we perceive wellness and self-care as something which is very expensive, and yes, it can be, but there are also things you can do which cost little to no money at all. So that's what I want to delve into this week. And the first one really goes well with last week's podcast episode. And if you didn't listen to it, go back after this episode and listen to it. You will love it. And the tip is sleep 8 hours. Now, a little disclaimer here. I completely understand if you've got young kids, you've got babies, you've got any health conditions at the moment, you work night shifts, anything like that. This isn't always possible. I have been there. I've had young babies. I've been breastfeeding. I also had a husband who was a firefighter for 13 years that did night shifts. So I get it. I get the broken sleep completely. But if you can, do everything possible to get your 8 hours sleep. This is one of the best free wellness hacks that are out there. And having that nighttime routine, which I talked about in last week's episode, massively helps to get the 8 hours. So I'm not going to spend too long on that one because I know that there are some great tips in last week's episode, but that would be probably the ultimate thing that I would say when it comes to doing something for free, which is really going to benefit your mind, body, and your face as well. Now, the rest of these are not really in order. They're all fantastic. They're all really beneficial. And number 2 is using deep breathing. So if you have been around this podcast for a while, if you've read any of my books, if you do any of my online courses, my teacher training, if you follow me on any of my social media, you will know I talk about deep breathing a lot. I think it is the best way to calm your mind, ground your body, and feel really healthy within. So it's really, really simple. In fact, we can do one now. All you need to do is take a deep breath in through your nose, feel your belly rise, count into about 4, and then breathe out. Just feel your belly lower. Count to about 6, let everything go, and you can take that again. So you can inhale, feel as though you're filling your body with fresh energy, fresh life force, fresh prana, fresh chi. And then as you exhale, feel like you're letting go anything you need to let go of, really releasing. Inhale, positivity. Exhale, any negativity. Inhale, relaxation and peace. Exhale, stress and tension. So hopefully already just doing that, you feel better. Takes a minute, 2 minutes maximum, completely free, so easy. And over 100 studies that I know of, probably more by now, have proven the benefits of breathing for everything from helping your sleep, helping your health, helping your overall well-being, helping your mind, helping a whole variety of medical conditions as well. I cannot tell you enough how good this is. Next tip, which again, little disclaimer here, not going to suit everyone for various reasons, but I try and do what I call a 12-hour fast overnight. Now, this isn't something I said to myself one day, I'm going to fast for 12 hours. It's just something I realized that I do, and it's really helpful for my body. So I aim to go 12 hours. Sometimes it's an hour or 2 more. Sometimes it might be an hour or 2 less, but generally 12 hours without eating. So for example, if I eat my last thing at 6:30 in the evening, I'm not going to eat till 6:30 the next morning. If I eat my last thing at 7 o'clock at night, then generally I'm not going to eat till 7 o'clock in the morning again. Sometimes I go longer. Sometimes I'll eat a dinner with my family about 5:30, and then I won't eat until the girls leave for school. If Bruce is doing the school run that day, they'll leave about 7:45. So about 8 o'clock in the morning, then I will eat breakfast. So sometimes I'm going much more than 12 hours. Other times I'll go out for dinner, say with friends, and maybe we don't eat till 8 o'clock in the evening. And then I've got to get going quite early in the morning. Maybe I'm doing the school run, so I'll eat something at 6:30 or 7 in the morning. So it really does vary, but generally it averages out at about 12 hours. And that just gives my digestive system time to rest. It helps me sleep really well. It means that I'm not digesting a really heavy meal while I'm asleep. It means that I don't wake up bloated. It means my energy levels are better. As I said, this doesn't work for everyone. And I know some people actually fast a lot longer. I definitely can tell you now, I am not one of these people that can't eat till lunchtime. I would be the grumpiest, hungriest, low mood person ever. So it's really about listening to your body. I just can't do those long fasts. But equally, I couldn't be someone that was snacking at midnight and then having breakfast again at 6 a.m. That would be too much for my digestive system. So I guess my message here is use your intuition, do what feels right for you. But if you do think that that would work for you, then maybe that's a little tip that can inspire you. And again, it's a free tip. It's easy. Next thing is walking. Now, of course, I had my foot surgery at end of February, so I couldn't walk for a while. Physically, could not walk. I could barely walk to the toilet for a while. So I went a couple of months without doing my proper walk. I was on crutches, I had a medical shoe. So I missed that for a while. But now my foot is healing better. And although I still can't quite fit it in any of my current trainers, I don't know if it's because of swelling or just the joints in a slightly different place because all the bones are moved, etc. But I do wear a very supportive sandal on my foot. So like a walking sandal, basically. And I walk 10,000 steps a day. And that is so nourishing for my body, my mind. I do it mostly for my mental health, actually. I find it makes a huge difference for that. It really helps me sleep. And again, it's a free way to exercise. No need to pay for it. Another thing I do is my daily yoga. And I mentioned in last week's episode, I've been doing that yoga in the water a little bit more, which has been lovely. So I've been doing it in lovely spa waters in Bath. We have the gorgeous spa waters with the healing minerals. So I've been doing it in that, which has been lovely. Sometimes it's a 1-minute child post I'll do on my yoga mat, though, in my bedroom. Other times I'll go to a full hour yoga class. It really depends. But yoga is something you can literally do anywhere. You could do it with me now. We could literally, if you're sitting, bring your feet flat on the floor as long as you're not driving or walking, of course, lengthen your spine, relax your shoulders, and you could literally do some shoulder rolls and breathe deeply in and out through the nose. So just rolling those shoulders round and back, releasing some tension. You could then, if you're sitting, just bring opposite hand to opposite thigh and rotate your body and look over your shoulder and just hold there for a breath, lengthening through the spine. And then you can do it same the other side, just rotating the body, lengthening the spine, taking a breath. And already you've done some yoga today. You've ticked that box, and it then helps you to tune more into your body and you understand how much more you need. And maybe it's the fact that you say, okay, I'm going to go and roll my yoga mat out now and I'm going to do an hour, or I'm going to book a yoga class tomorrow, or that's it for me for the day. That's all I need. But know that it doesn't have to be super structured. It doesn't have to be super expensive either. And if you want to get a little bit more into yoga, my Face Yoga Retreat Bundle, which is one of my online courses, which I'm going to link to that in the show notes as well, has got some lovely yoga in it for the body, some lovely Pilates in it for the body, and some really nice Qigong as well as loads of face yoga. It's such a nice course. If you haven't got that course, it's only £61 for lifetime access, and you get 4 3-hour retreats. They're all broken up into 1-hour chunks, so you can just pick which bit you want when you want. And it is just so transformational for your mind, body, your face, and your soul. So absolutely do try and get that if you haven't already got it. It will be such a good investment for £61. It is just amazing, amazing value. Next thing I do, which I've got to say I'm a bit of a fair weather person with, but is barefoot grounding. And if I am lucky enough to be near the sea, at the beach, I will take my shoes off and ground into the sand. Also, I try and do it in my garden when I can. But on a rainy morning like today, I tend not to do it. I tend to do it when it's sunnier. So summer grounding is much better for me. But really, I should be better all year round. A friend of mine does it all year round, and it is so good. And again, there are so many scientific studies proving how good barefoot grounding is for you. And there's actual scientific benefits to what it can do for your mental health and your physical health as well. So I would definitely recommend looking into that if you're interested. But if it just intuitively feels right for you, just go and take your shoes off next time you're in a park, or if you have a garden, or if you're, lucky enough to be by the sea, then just go onto the sand barefoot. So beneficial. The next thing is shaking and tapping the body. So I mentioned in my Face Yoga Retreat bundle, we've got a bit of Qigong in there. And something which we do in Qigong is shaking. So you literally, again, can do it now if you're somewhere where you can, your hands are free and you can stand up. You can literally shake your arms out, shake your legs out, and just move your body. It is so good. Just keep that shaking going. Breathe whilst you do it. Jump up and down if you need to. Get that body moving. It's so good for moving the chi, that life force energy around the body, getting rid of anything that's really stuck or stagnant. You can also do tapping as well. I really like the Hey You body tapper. That's great. But sometimes I just use a loose fist, and you can just literally tap with your loose fist down your arms and up the inside of your arms, over your chest, around your belly, on your back, down the outer edge of your legs, up the inner edge of your legs. Again, get that life force energy, that chi moving. And then the final thing of my 8 ways to look after my wellness for free is to listen to podcasts. Now, you're doing that as we speak, so big tick for you here. But I don't listen to my own podcast because that would just be weird. But I, of course, listen to other people's podcasts. And I do this often while I walk or while I drive. And again, podcasts are free. You can learn so much. And I'm a great believer that we should be a lifetime student. We should never stop learning. And I probably listen to about 4 or 5 podcasts a week. So I am listening to a lot. I'm learning a lot. I'm getting inspired a lot. I absolutely love it. So I know that if you listen to this, will be a fan of podcasts, and hopefully you're a regular listener of mine, but so many other good podcasts as well. And do you know what I'm going to do before I finish this episode? I'm just going to go to my podcast library here on downloads, and I am just going to, let me have a little look. Just tell you which podcast I've got at the moment on my downloads library. So I can tell you a little bit about what I listen to. So I have got the James Wedmore Mind Your Business podcast at the moment. I'm listening to the Lewis House, The School of Greatness, the Jasmine Star Show, the Human Design podcast. The Face Yoga Expert podcast, of course, is on there. The Gold Digger podcast with Jenna Kutcher, Boss Babe podcast with Natalie Ellis, the Blonde Files podcast, the Balanced Blonde Soul on Fire podcast. That's a really lovely one. The Amy Rushworth podcast, On Purpose with Jay Shetty. I've got the Natalia Benson podcast, although I know she stopped podcasting for a while, but she's got years and years worth of older episodes. The Melissa Woods, Ted Berg, Move with Heart podcast. That's a really nice one. The Manifestation Babe podcast is great. Lipstick on the Rim with Molly Sims is a really good one. That's a newer podcast to me, but I quite like that. It's quite a lot of sort of light-hearted beauty stuff on there, as is the Life with Mariana podcast. That's a really sort of light-hearted one. The lovely Abigail James, my friend, Knowing Me, Knowing You, her podcast is great. If you want one that's quite funny, I really love Francesca Amber's sense of humor. It makes me laugh. She's got one called The Law of Attraction Changed My Life. And I love the sassy vibe of Gala Loves Everything as well. So yeah, some really fun podcasts that I listen to. And, that's not an exclusive list. There are other ones I listen to as well. And also, of course, audiobooks, but a little bit of inspiration for you there. So I hope you found this useful. I've had my Fusion by Danielle Collins mask on now for, about 18 minutes. Oh, a bit longer because I put it on for a few minutes before while I was prepping the podcast. So I'm going to go and wash that off now. I hope you have found this useful. I will link to the mask. I will also link to the other things I mentioned, particularly the Face Yoga Retreat bundle on the show notes. So go check those things out. Sending you lots of love, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you'd like more information on Face Yoga, or you'd like to become a Face Yoga teacher, just head to our website, faceyogaexpert.com, for more information. If you'd like to do a regular, structured, daily Face Yoga program to get the best results, you can either use one of my apps, just search Danielle Collins on your app store, or you can use my book, just search Danielle Collins Face Yoga on Amazon. And thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.